Hey guys, Luz Gonzalez here, your favorite online profit coach. And I'm so excited to talk to you guys a little bit more about Zero to Profit Blueprint. So I know that I've gotten a lot of questions about this program and there's so much interest. I've been having back-to-back conversations with so many of you who want to learn more about this program and are so excited about this program. And as you know, I am going to be in Vegas for a business conference. And so I won't have time next week to jump on the phone with as many people as I would like to let you know more about whether this might be the right opportunity for you, what we're gonna be covering, like all the things. So what I thought I would do is I would put together an explainer video in which I share more about what is the online information, industry. Why should you care? Who is it for? Who can succeed? Who are the right people for the pilot? If you're new and you're like, somebody mentioned this program and I don't know who you are, very energetic woman? I'm gonna explain all those things in this video. So I have my little notebook here, so I make sure that I cover everything because I know that there's been quite a few questions. And the other thing that we'll be doing is we will be covering all of the modules for you to know what is going to be included in this crazy course. And everyone that's spoken about it, they go, that's like an MBA in a box. Or like, that's crazy that you're including those things. And I've never seen a program like that before. I know, I was like, I know. And specifically this pilot, guys, this pilot is going to be bananas. You're gonna have so much support from me personally that no one ever again will have. So let's dive in to what it is that's bringing us here. So my name is Luz Gonzalez and I am a business strategy, specifically online business coaching and peak performance coach. And I work with people like you to take your expertise and monetize it. Turn it into something that can allow you to create a livelihood for yourself, to have financial, location, and time freedom for you to really be in charge of your life. And the other piece that's really important for me is also the impact piece. I'm in this for impact. I'm in this because I have a big list on the wall of all of the world challenges that I care about, and I want to build an army. I'm calling them millionaires for impact, right? I want to build an army of people that are big-hearted people that care about the world, that are utilizing the power of the online information space to do something so we can actually change the world together. So that's why I'm here, and you're going to hear a little bit more about my story in terms of how I found this space. But before we continue, let's talk about the beginning and in terms of both how I got here and what you need to know about the online information space. First things first, you have been sold a lie. One of the biggest lies that's out there right now, and this is gonna ruffle some feathers. And if this is ruffling your feathers, I just want you to stop a second, listen open-heartedly and open-mindedly, and see how, just be like, I wonder, what if this were to be true? And what does it mean about my life? Because I went down the traditional success route and it led me nowhere I liked. So we've been sold this lie that if you just put your head down and if you do the things that have always been done and you become a doctor or a lawyer, or engineer, whatever it is, startup founder, you just go down the traditional route of success, you will feel fulfilled and successful and be happy and have all the money in the world and great partner and la 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 la. I don't know if that was like the whole package that came with it, but I thought that by going down the route of traditional success, I would get to a place where I was just like, yes, I love my life and I love what I'm doing and I love the people that I'm working with and I'm making good money and I'm making an impact in the world and I'm feeling good about things. And that is not what happened for me. And so I want you to have a different perspective that this idea that you're supposed to just go to school and then go to more school and really learn not skill sets that are helpful for you to live an amazing life, where you turn your life into a masterpiece. That's not what you're learning when you're going to school. And I went to some of the best schools in the world. And then you're supposed to go into a job and you work really hard and you'll learn how to do things and you just put your head down and you show up every single day and you get promoted to partner, to manager, to blah, 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 even CEO. You're still a hired employee. And then you will, I don't know, make some more money and maybe have some more impact, and maybe if you're in the right space, you will change some lives, and just keep your head down and put into your 401k. And we're not going to get into 401ks because there's like a whole conversation there in terms of management fees and all this stuff. But anyway, so what I realized on my path was that, so when I got there, so I went to UC Berkeley, go Bears. I'm still a proponent of education, but I just know that education comes in different ways in today's world in the 21st century. So I went to university, and then, I worked for some institutions that are really well known. And then I went to law school, one of the best law schools in the world, in the nation, very prestigious. And in law school, I got really sick, and I started asking some questions. There was one moment where I was in law school and I was working out of the 24-hour Starbucks because that was success for me. That's how I was, taught to feel successful and fulfilled if I was just working all the time and not really asking questions about the bigger picture. And so I'm, doing the thing that you're supposed to do and putting your head down and, doing the thing. And I didn't know what it meant for me to take care of myself. And so I was at this cafe, 24-hour Starbucks in San Francisco, and I started feeling bad, and I had been feeling bad for some time, but I didn't know what it was. And so this instance, I was just like, I gotta go home. I have to cross a bridge to get to my place. And so I'm in the car and I'm driving, and on the bridge, there's not anywhere that you can pull over if you're not feeling well. And so I'm on the bridge, and I get anxious just thinking about it. I'm on the bridge, and as I'm driving, my left arm starts going numb, and then my left leg starts going numb, and I think, oh shoot, I might be having a stroke. And so I'm freaking out. I'm really, really scared, and I call my friend and I say, stay on the phone with me. I don't know what could happen, right? I need you to stay on the phone with me. And so I'm able to make it to the halfway point. There's still like another half of the bridge that you have to make it across. And my hands are shaking, my heart's beating out of my chest, and I'm like, what is happening with me? And so I call my friends on the other side of the bridge, and I say, you guys have to come pick me up and take me to the hospital. Something's wrong, and I don't know what it is. And so they come over, they pick me up, they take me to the hospital, and in the hospital, they run all the tests, and they say, you're fine, that was an anxiety attack. I still don't know what exactly that was. But what I do know that it was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call to have me ask some better questions about how I was living my life. And it had me think, life is freaking precious, and life is short, and you just never know when you're going to have, I don't know, like something that is more pressing, such as a disease, or something come up, or someone that that you love no longer there. When these things happen, you start asking different questions. And so I started asking different questions. I was just like, I'm killing myself working so hard. Is it worth it? Is it worth it, me just basically suffering from secondhand PTSD from the cases that I was dealing with? And I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to eat well, and I was drinking all the coffee and the 5-hour shots and the Monsters and all that gross stuff. And I just said, I need to learn more about what I want from life, right? Like, I've been told how to live my life. How about I start looking at how I want to live life? And so at that point, I started diving in, and I learned about the world of personal development, started learning about it. And then, you know, just dove in and just new perspectives started coming into place. And so after being a lawyer, I decided that the next best thing for me to change the world and bring about impact and do something that mattered was to be in the tech space, right? In the tech startup space. And I was in Silicon Valley, and so I went and I worked for a startup. And I was, you know, really early on, and I was, you know, employee number 7 or 8. And I was there when there were no systems, like we didn't know how to do like sales systems, marketing systems, like everything was just like we were making it up as we went, and it was amazing. And I got to learn so many things about how you run a business, and I started seeing that a lot of other businesses were not employing these things. They're just, you know, taken for granted in a startup. And I also noticed that, you know, again, back to those questions that I asked myself on that bridge. Am I living my life in the way that I want to? Am I really getting the most out of it, the most juice? Am I waking up with my soul on fire? And at some point that stopped being the case. And so I had 2 options. And we always have options, right? I had 2 options. And the 2 options were, do I go back and do another JOB and work for another bigger company or another startup and learn more? Or do I figure out how to do this business thing and, like, you know, build the airplane on the way down? And so life is short, so I went with this route. And I worked on my own startup, right? And somebody I was having a conversation with, I put together a new show. It's called Zero to Millions, the Zero to Millions show. And in it, I'm interviewing millionaires who made it to their first $1 million within the first 1 to 3 years of their business in the online information space, which I'll be talking more about. I'm telling you how I got there, but I'll tell more about the industry. And so he was talking about his own experience in, you know, when he started, and he actually started in the e-commerce space. And he said, I basically created a JOB for myself. I created a job for myself. I wasn't the owner of a company. I didn't have the time and location and, you know, just like the financial freedom. He had more of the financial freedom, but definitely not the time and location. And so he had made a job for himself. And when I thought about my time at the startup, I had created, in essence, another JOB for myself. And so when I thought about it, I looked in the distance and I saw 10 years from now being a startup founder, and I was just like, woo, we're gonna be working crazy hours, and I might still own 5 to 11% of my company. And then I'm gonna have these investors who knows if they really care about the company the way that I care about the company, telling me how to run the company. And I'm gonna be working crazy hours. I don't know how I'm gonna be the sort of mom and wife that I wanna be. And, you know, I always had this dream of traveling the world for a year with my kids, my family, like just getting to really live and experience more of life. And pesky questions. These questions started coming up again, and I was just like, And it was hard. The reality was it was so hard, and sometimes things happen that they put a brake on where you think you're supposed to go, where you think you're headed. And at the time you go, this is terrible, why isn't this working? But then, like Steve Jobs says, then you look back and you look at how everything adds up, and it's masterful and it's beautiful. And so at that point, I didn't quite see it that way. And I was like, this is so hard. And, you know, we ran out of money, right? We had invested all of our life savings in this company. And at that point, I again had an option. I had 2 options. I could go back to a JOB, or I could figure out this how to make money and still love my life sort of thing. Like, what am I good at? And so at this point, I had amassed about 4 years of business expertise, plus all of the years that I had with leadership, you know, expertise and running teams and all the stuff that I had been doing. And so I knew, especially from working in the startup world, I knew that I knew how to run businesses better than most people were running their businesses. And I knew that I could turn things around. I knew that I could deliver results that business owners just weren't aware of, like that they weren't utilizing the internet. They weren't utilizing this amazing potential and opportunity. And so that's where it started for me. And I started asking these questions. And then I went to a conference, And in this conference, for the first time in my life, I heard about the information space, the expert space. There's different names for it. It can be known as the experts space, the online expert space, the information industry, the online information industry, the knowledge business. There's multiple names for it. And basically, if you have some sort of expertise, which at like decades now of working and showing up and doing the things that I was really good at, you amass an expertise. And we're going to be talking about how do you find your expertise and what it means to be an expert in something. Believe me, if you have enough years underneath you, you are an expert at something. And so I started at that point. I went to that conference and I heard about this guy who said, you know what, with my business model, if I were to get sick or if something were to happen to me, I wouldn't have to work for the next 365 days, and I would continue to make as much money every single day. And so if I got sick or something happened, I would still be able to take care of my loved ones. And I don't know about you, but I don't come from a very secure background. It was, we moved to the United States when I was 9 years old from Mexico, moved into an apartment with 21 people. We lived really in the ghetto. If you wore the wrong colors, you could be shot. It was, low standards, gangs, poverty, like the whole thing. And that's where I grew up. And so when I thought, and we're also the family that, it was Christmas and we were the family that stood outside of Salvation Army so we could have presents because we could not afford presents for Christmas. We were the family that we received food baskets because we didn't have enough money for food for Thanksgiving. And so that was my experience and that's how I had grown up. And so when this man talked about this business model where with your expertise, if you mastered this, with this expertise, you could create a sort of business where if something happened to you, the people you loved would be taken care of for about a year, that you could structure a system to make this happen. That got my attention and I was just like, all right, let's listen up. I am interested. Tell me more about this space. So let's talk more about this space. We already talked about the different names that it can be known as. Now, this space, listen up, this space is a $129 billion a year industry. That's billion with a B, $129 billion. And in the future, very soon, it's going to be a $355 million a day industry. And you know what? When I talk about the online information industry, it's also, I call it OI, because it's so good. It's OI. It's so good, right? And it's like, OI, it's a secret. When I talk about it, people go, what is it? And I'm like, I want to shake them and I would be like, don't you know it's the best kept secret of the happiest, wealthiest, most impactful people of our time. Because again, I knew, given my journey, that I was just like, I don't buy this. I don't buy that this is as good as it gets. I don't buy that. I don't know, maybe you think this too. I saw some people being successful and I was just like, I think I'm kind of charming and, kind of funny and, energetic, and I am the hardest worker that I know. Hello, 24-hour Starbucks, and I'm strategic. Why can't I have that level of success? And I didn't, to me, becoming, a partner at a really prestigious law firm it wasn't that interesting because I wanted to be a mom and I wanted to be present for my kids and I wanted to spend time with my parents and I wanted to travel the world, and I just didn't see how those two lined up. And so when I heard about this space and the sort of numbers in this space, right, 355 million a day, and I saw that I could use the expertise that I already knew, that I gained over a decade, when I understood that I could be myself, that in my previous roles, I was told, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too happy, you're too loving, and I was like, oh, that's a bad thing, I'm sorry, right? Like, Like, but here I get to be myself and I get to work with incredible, amazing people and I get to have an impact, and it's scalable impact, and you structure the entire business so it is a predictable way for you to both make profits. That is what this course is about, for you to make profit and consistently do the thing that you're great at, share your gift with the world, which is what I believe businesses do. You solve a problem and you share that gift with the world, and to sustainably, right, to bring in the money and sustainably make an impact and be happy, right? Like I want to be happy in my life. And so that's the space that we are talking about. And that's the possibility. So let's talk about some other numbers, because I think numbers, I was just having a conversation with someone and I think numbers can sometimes be like shocking and you're like, whoa, right? So one of the people that I follow in this space, she's doing fantastic. She's killing it. She's on it. She will have, say, 13,000 people show up for one of her programs. And in this space, you have services, you have programs, and or products. And so in one of her products, she has about 13,000 people that show up for 2 hours of coaching a month. 2 hours of coaching a month. 13,000 people show up. Let's say that it's an average. I think the average is actually higher, an average of 50 per person. That's bringing in $650,000 per month. Per month, one product. When I started understanding the possibility with scale for the numbers for this space, right? If you create, that's just one product, but talk about the suite of products, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you to create in this course. When you start understanding the power of compounding services and products that are online products and services and knowing how to do it, it's mind-blowing, right? Like as I started learning about this and seeing people who, again, just like I was like, I if they're successful, I can be successful. And maybe you're asking, yourself the same thing. You're like, they're doing it, he's doing it, she's doing it. I can do it. I know I can do it. I just need a little bit of coaching. I got you. And so when you see that and you hear the numbers, then you go, okay, let me pay attention. There's clearly something going on here. And you've seen this. Some of the biggest players, Tony Robbins just came out with a program. And the thing that I will caution on here is there is no program out there that teaches you how to go from not knowing what you're doing in this space to building an online business and doing it in the right sequential order, in the right steps to make sure that you're consistently making great profit from the beginning. I know, because I followed all kinds of advice from all kinds of people, and it led me down the wrong route. And not just me, but it led my friends that I dearly love and care for down the wrong route, right? I was just like, but they said that I should build the thing and it's fancy, and I built it, and I was like, that's not what I thought we were gonna get, right? And so I don't want you to make the mistakes that I've made, right? And the investments that I've made. I invested $1,000 just in a course to learn how to do video, because if you're in the space, you're gonna learn how to do video. There's an entire module on video 101, all the things that you need to know about video. And I knew that to be in this space and to be successful, I needed to learn video. I needed to learn storytelling. I needed to learn how to like the camera, like all the things. And so I spent $1,000 just on a video course. I spent another $1,000 on this course by this woman who was teaching you how to start a business. And I went into the course and I was just like, wait, I just paid $1,000 for this. I could have been teaching this, right? And it just opened my mind. And I was like, okay, I could definitely do this, and I could provide so much more incredible value. I spent, another few $1,000s on another course that, taught you the how to build the things. And so, but the thing was that there was no product out there that was telling me how to start, how to be an expert. And again, we're gonna get to how do you know what you're an expert in, how to be an expert, and how to pick the right thing, how to study the market, how to do all the things that you needed to do to start bringing in good income. So this program, this pilot program is not for everyone. And we're gonna talk about who it's not for, but it's not for everyone. But if you do have an expertise, this is the kind of thing that can lead you, if we follow the right steps and we do what we're supposed to do, we do the assignments, we show up, this is the kind of business that can allow you to finally exit that traditional success, route, and to actually start building an incredible career, an incredible life. One that you wake up and your soul's on fire and you have to pinch yourself like, oh my goodness, right? Next year, my plan is to, not even next year, like this year, I'm gonna be living in Guatemala at this beautiful sanctuary where I'm gonna be a facilitator there. So if you wanna join, if you wanna be part of, the lecturing that I'll be doing in Guatemala, talk to me, I'll let you know dates and like all the stuff. It's amazing. I'm gonna be spending time right now, tomorrow I'm gonna get on the road and I'm gonna be spending, a couple of months in California, and then maybe after that I'm gonna be in Sedona. And then, at the end of the year, beginning of next year, I'm gonna be spending a month in Bali, and then in China, a month in China, and then I'm gonna be spending some time in India, maybe a month or two in India, and then maybe like a month or two in Kenya. I never would have been able to live this kind of life or even imagine it as a CEO of a startup company, or as like, a lawyer at a fancy law firm, or or even a government worker, right? And so for the first time in my life, I was like, yes, sign me up for that. I will become an expert in that space. And so, who is an expert? Glad you asked. Did you know that there are people? And when I heard this, I was just like, oh my God, if they can do it, I so can do it. I just want to open up your mind. I want to open up your perspective. There are people who are like jugglers, right? Really great jugglers, but a juggler that made $1 million from this online information space. There are people who do knitting that are making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They teach knitting. There are people who teach about relationships, yoga, you name it, and they're doing this. So if you have an expertise, like in anything, I joke around with this one. I haven't done the market research for this one, so I don't know what the numbers would be like. But I say, and it's kind of dorky, but I get doing this, I get to own my dorkiness. So I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. You've probably heard that before. I did an entire video where I reviewed the latest, it's not Harry Potter, it's a Fantastic Beasts, but I really love Harry Potter. And I know my Harry Potter. And so, heck, I could do an entire, I know that there actually is a market around this. I could do, products and services around just Harry Potter stuff. I don't know how profitable it would be. This is part of the market research that we're gonna do. What I need you to do is that I need you to build highly profitable products, especially at the beginning. Profitable, scalable, all the things that we're gonna be talking about. But, I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was sharing, we were trying to get down to, well, what is your expertise? You've been doing this work for some time, and you really feel passionate about this. And then she shares, I didn't even know this about her. She shares, people ask me about overcoming, having a terminal illness, and showing up and doing it with grace and resiliency and positivity through the entire thing and making it to the other side. And I was just like, yes, that is a story that I can help you build an entire business structure around that. So it can be something like that. It can be, you've been working for a marketing firm for the last 7 years, the last 10 plus years, and you're just ready to go on your own. I was speaking to another person who he has been in the money management space, right? Like credit repair and tax asset allocation and structuring, and just like all in business, just like business loans and funding and like all the things. And people have been asking him, why don't you teach this stuff? Why don't you share more of it? And I said, you are perfect for this. And all these people, you name it, whatever the background, whatever the expertise, I will talk to the expert, and this might be you. And if this is you, you can in your house, you can be like, yeah, that's me. You are an expert in some area. But when I come to you and I ask you, hey, do you have a website? Do you have a branded website? Have you created a brand around yourself? Have you created a uniform media presence across all platforms that is consistent with your message? Do you know what your message is? Do you know how to brand the website? Do you know what structure, what like things need to be on the website? Do you know how to connect that to your email marketing? Do you know about, content strategy? Do you know how we need to then connect that to your social media strategy? And this is all the front facing stuff that you need to do. You know, like how to do video because you need to be doing video. And I mean, let's just start with a website. I will talk to a lot of you and you might be like, yeah, that's me. And I'll ask you, well, okay, you're an expert. You've been in this, for a long time. Show me your website. And you go, I don't have a website. Or you say, yeah, I'm on Instagram. And then I go to your Instagram and it's your personal Instagram. You don't have a business presence on Instagram, and you do not have a business presence on Facebook, nor do you have a business strategy on the social media platforms. And we have some exciting news in terms of LinkedIn, so you wanna join so you can know about what's coming up. And so you wanna make sure that you have all of these things set up for 21st century success. And so whether you are, again, in food, in yoga, baking, high performance coaching, fitness, these are all people that I work with, marketing, you name it, SEO. These are all prime candidates, operations, and you're an expert in operations, and you can go in and you can build teams, leadership. All these things are things that you can teach. This is expertise that I can help you monetize. I can help you build a business model around. And when we do this right, and when you follow the right sequence, and you follow the right steps, and you have the right support, then we can make sure that you do this the right way. And you don't make the mistakes that so many people out there are making, not because it's their fault, but honestly, it's just bad advice out there. And I know because I followed it. And I was just like, why didn't anyone tell me that this was bad advice? And it took me finding out on my own, and it breaks my heart, right? I've shared before the stories of very real people, of a friend who, evicted from his place because could no longer pay bills, and, is trying to figure it out, and is implementing some strategies that are not going to immediately get you to profit, which is the point. Friends who have new families, and they were struggling until we had a conversation, and now they have a profit plan in place, and guess what? Cha-ching, they're making profit. Other people who are supporting their spouses, and they think that they might have to go back to a 9-to-5 because they've been trying this online information space, and they're not getting anywhere because they're implementing the wrong information. It's not that they can't sell. It's not that they can't do this. It's not that it's just like you need to implement the right strategy at the right time. And that's what I specialize in. That's what I do. And that's what I want to help you do, to monetize what you know, to monetize your experience, to monetize your expertise, because I want you to join our Millionaire Club. I want to build an army of millionaires for impact so we can change, the life outcomes for as many people around the world as possible. So yeah, your win is my win. I win if I make sure that you make money. That's kind of cool, right? Like, my measure of success is how well you're doing in your life, how much money you're bringing in, how much impact you're making, and how happy you are. That's pretty cool. So we've talked about who is an expert. Let me make sure that I've covered all the things that I need to cover. Let's get down to business, because at the end of the day, I am a business coach, and I'm very structured, and I'm on top of stuff, right? And I want you to succeed. That is my job. Now, this program, in this specific iteration of it, is not like any kind of program. This program, the Zero to Profit Blueprint Pilot, is a very special program. It's a pilot program. It will never ever be available in this format ever again to any other group. Definitely not at this price. And so let's talk about what the pilot is. The pilot is you get to be part of a group of capped at 20 people. I will only allow 20 people to participate in this program. They will all be personally vetted by me. So if you're like, yes, I'm in, and you're like, I'm ready to go, I still want to have a conversation with you. I will have at least 30 minutes conversation with you to make sure that we can, in the next few months, actually get you to a place where you're succeeding. What am I looking for? Let's look at some criteria. So who is this for? I did write it down because I wanted to make sure I got it all. So this is for someone, and these are not like you have to meet every single criteria, but these are things are going to be important and that will help you be as successful as possible. So if you have years of experience in a specific area, this is perfect for you, right? So the person that I was speaking to who has been in the financial space for 15 plus years, and he has clients and they're telling him, why aren't you online? Why aren't you sharing? Why aren't you teaching? You could be doing a lot more impact. You could be making a lot more money. You're leaving value on the table, and bad website. So if you're someone like that, you've been in a firm, you've been part of a space for a while, and you're ready to branch out on your own, you're ready to reach that time, location, and financial freedom, this is for you. If you're a hard worker, let's talk about hard work. I am not the puppies and rainbows coach. I am not the you just dream about it and manifest it and it'll happen. No, I believe in in intentionality and manifestation and my own spiritual practice and all of that. And you still got to show up and do the work. You got to show up and you have to do the homework. You have to do the assignments. You have to show up for the classes. So let's talk about that. For 3 months, this is insanity. So with my one-on-one clients, and it's really expensive. It's not cheap to work with me one-on-one. If you want to learn more about my quotes, you can talk to me, and I would be happy to share more. But let's just say it's pretty darn expensive. It's at least as expensive as a pretty nice car to work with me. And I check in with you not all that often. Well, there's a whole structure behind it. But anyway, it's not cheap. I am not an inexpensive coach to work with one-on-one. I only work with 5 people one-on-one, so it's a very selective group. And I wanted to take what I'm working on with my one-on-one clients and be able to teach that at scale to other people who want to gain their expertise, learn about this space, and thrive and succeed and profit in this space. So it's crazy that in this pilot, and again, this is only for 20 people, and this will only happen for this group for this time, I will be checking in with you guys with live weekly calls. So we're gonna be live, you're gonna be asking me questions, I'm gonna be teaching for 3 months. So it's kind of like group coaching experience. That's insanity. On its own, that on its own, alone, is worth $10,000 or more. Not only that, then you get the mastermind of other incredible people that have been vetted by me, part of this amazing group. I'm super excited for it to basically become like a family. So that is crazy. I've never done that. I don't even do that for my one-on-one clients. With my one-on-one clients, I don't check in with them every single week. I've never done that before. And so for an insanely low price, you get access. It just it's crazy. So for 3 months, I will be checking in with you guys on a weekly basis. And I'm going to be bringing in experts in this space. I'm going to be bringing lawyers. I'm going to be bringing, for financial structuring. I'm going to be bringing people who understand taxes. I'm going to be bringing people, SEO, like marketing, like social media. I'm going to be bringing experts to share the best of what they know with you. So it's exploding. It's exploding with value. So this is only for people who are hard workers, because I am going to be giving you everything for you to succeed, but I need you to take action. And so if you wanted a rich, get rich quick scheme, this is not it. If you're just like, oh, I just want to make some money, this is not it. This is not the group for you. I don't like people who are lazy. I will not have people who are complainers. This is for people who are like, I want to change my life. I'm going to take my life and my business to the next level. I want to take my expertise online. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. Let's do this. So, hard workers. Next one is 100% responsibility. If you're joining our pilot, you own 100% responsibility for your results. You're the sort of person that's like, yeah, it's the weekend, and sometimes because I'm starting this thing, I'm gonna work for a couple hours or 5 hours or whatever it is. You are going to be showing up for your business. You're gonna own 100% responsibility for doing the homework, for the results, for making the calls, right? We're gonna be doing an entire masterclass on sales. And that means I'm gonna expect you to show up and do the things. So that means you own 100% responsibility for your effort and for your results. You are ready to roll up your sleeves and you are ready to learn and grow. You're gonna be learning so much. There's gonna be new jargon, right? New words, new things that we're gonna be talking about. You might be uncomfortable, but you are just like, yes, let's go. I am ready, I am on fire, let's do this. You are positive and you want to be part of a community. We are building the most incredible little mastermind here. So you are positive, you love other people, you do not weigh a group down with your negativity and your complaining. You show up and you're like, let's go guys, I did this, you can do it too. Yes, I just implemented this. Yes, I got my website up. Yes, I bought the domains that I needed to. Yes, I did the things. So you bring positivity to the group and you're excited to be part of a group effort because this pilot is gonna be so special. It's gonna be like family, so you want to be part of that. You want to take your expertise online. Yes, like that is part of what you wanna do in your business. You wanna take your expertise online and you wanna monetize your expertise. You want to be in charge of your life. You are done buying the lie of traditional success. You are done, again, it's back to 100% responsibility. You are done saying, oh, it's my boss's responsibility to make sure that I'm taken care of. No, it's your responsibility to make sure that your life is taken care of. And you're showing up and you are ready to be in charge of your life. All right, so we're going a little bit long here, but I just want to make sure that you have all of your questions answered. And I know that I will not be able to do that next week, so I want to make sure that we go through everything. So who else is this not for? If you just want an easy win, you have to know that if you're part of this pilot, again, hard work, you're going to show up, you're going to have access to templates, to tools that I've created for you. I'm going to give you, like the wording, like there's so much stuff. You still got to do a lot. So this is not for someone who just wants an easy, like quick buck. But if you want consistent, life-changing information, absolutely life-changing information, then this is for you. If you want nothing to do with technology, you're like, I hate technology, I never want to be on a computer, I hate websites. This is not for you. This is, after all, an online business course. So you have to love, you don't even have to love it, you have to be like, I will master the online world. I will master this, it is important to me. I will do what it takes, I'm gonna show up and I like technology, let's go. I'm here for it, let's go. So you can't be, I hate technology, I want to this is not the course for you. And this is also not the course for you if you do want traditional success. If you just want to do the traditional 9 to 5 and to grow your life and your success and your fulfillment in that way, this pilot is not for you. This is for people who want a different kind of life. These are for people who have set the bar higher and they said, I want more from my life. I want a life that's a masterpiece. I want to wake up with my soul on fire and do things that I'm great at and learn and master and show up and make an impact and make a difference and make really good money and then use that money to build, orphanages and hospitals and support kids and, foster children and homeless and like all the things. If that's you, if you do not want traditional success, this is for you. If you want the traditional wake up for a job, just like do the bare minimum, this is not the pilot for you. So now that we know who this is for and who this is not for, let's talk about how this is different from other courses that are out there. My goodness, is this different? Not only is the course different, the pilot is different. This pilot is insane. I know I keep saying it, but even I'm surprised. I'm like, what are we doing? But again, it's a win-win situation where it behooves me. I'm super excited if you succeed. Like, the more success you are successful at, the more money you make, the more impact you make, the better for me. So this is kind of like the most beautiful symbiotic situation. And for this pilot, not only will you be getting access to the PowerPoints, to the coursework, to the templates, to the tools, to all the things, you're also going to get access to me. I am going to be with you live. I cannot emphasize enough how crazy this is. I've never done this and will never do this again. You get to be with me live 1 hour per week for 3 months. It's insane. It's crazy. Again, that on its own is worth $10,000 or more. Like, that is crazy. And you, part of this pilot, you guys get this. There is no other course, none. No course out there that at this price will provide the insane, crazy kind of support that I'm going to be providing you with. So if you've thought about this at all, like you're like, yes, just do it. Do it. This will never be available again. Again, there's only 20 spots. Once the 20 spots are filled, you're out of luck, buddy. And you might be able to take the course, but you will never have all of the extras that are part of this specific, opportunity that we have here with this pilot. So there are other programs out there that they'll teach you how to make like a product, but they're not going to teach you how to sell. They're not going to teach you how to market. They're not going to teach you how to brand yourself. They're not going to teach you how to do copy. They're not going to teach you story selling. They're not going to teach you all the components. Sure, you might have a fancy, mastermind, or like you might have a, membership program. But if you don't know how to sell that, if you don't know how to market that, if you don't know how to utilize the online space to make sure that you have enough people learning about what you're doing, if you don't know how to do all the things to actually make it successful, sure, you can have a really fancy tool. No one's gonna know. You're not gonna change lives. And too many products out there. You have a thing, you have a product at the end of the course, but you don't know how to sell it. You don't know how to master influence and body language and do all the things that you need to do to actually be successful. And to consistently bring in profit, right? So can you find a product like this? No, there is no product. Go search for one. There is no product like this out on the market at this price with this much support, with like all the things that we're going to be covering. It's crazy. So sign up ASAP. And if you do sign up before talking to me, make sure that you do email me at luz@soulonfireacademy.com so we can jump on the phone and I can congratulate you and be like, welcome! And so I can also make sure that we do an interview. I will be doing interviews, 30-minute to 45-minute interviews with every single one of you. And when we do our initial interview, I'm going to want you to start honing in already. You're going to have homework from the get-go, honing in on what's going to be your initial product, service, your initial offering. We'll call it that. Oh yeah. So how is this different from other programs? Well, this is why I started. This is one of the main reasons why I started this program. Like I mentioned, I spent $1,000 on a video course. I spent another $1,000 on how to start a business, and did not help me make any money. I learned some great things, but it was not about how do you sustainably, predictively, and as quickly as possible get to great profit. I'm not talking about, I don't want you to make 14 bucks. Sure, can I teach you how to make 14 bucks? I don't want to teach you how to make 14 bucks. I want to teach you how to make good money in this business. So I went to a conference and I took 60 pages of notes. I was just like, this is it, I found it. I'm such a good student. I showed up and like I was doing the things and I did the things and I followed the advice and it was bad advice, right? So I've done, oh my God, I've done all the courses, all the books, all the webinars, you name it, I've been there. There's nothing like this. Spent another $10,000 on a business conference. That was awesome, but it does not teach you what I teach you. And then there's no course out there that teaches you all the technology and like the technology tools that I teach you that will help you just succeed in your business. So let's talk about what we're gonna learn. Let's go into the modules, what you will learn. So we have 12 modules and it's a very complete program. Somebody called it, this is crazy, Luz. This is like, over $20,000 in value. It's like, probably even more than this, probably like $40,000 in value. This is like an MBA in a box, but actually a relevant MBA, because if you go to get an MBA, it's not that helpful and it's not gonna help you do the things that you're teaching people how to do. And I was like, I know. So 12 modules where we're gonna go into your mindset. Oh my goodness, your mindset as an entrepreneur is so important. And just basic business foundations. Many of you you're an expert, but you haven't learned how to run a business and some of the foundational things that you need to know about you as a business owner, your strengths, what you bring, who you're gonna have to bring into your teams, and just basic information about businesses, right? So we're gonna be covering the basics. We're gonna go into what are you an expert in, and you're gonna do some homework, and we're gonna hone in on your areas of expertise, and then like your area of expertise. And I'm gonna guide you. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna walk you through getting to a place where you feel really good. You're like, oh, I am an expert in those things. Ooh, there is a market there. Oh my God, this is amazing. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and every single person I work with, that's what, like, after just, tiny little bit of time of working together, they go, like, you should see their expressions. They go, I had no idea. And this is the thing, guys, this is like the best kept secret ever. They go, I had no idea that this was possible. It's possible. And the numbers are, again, insane. 650,000 a month with one of the people in the space, $50,000 days, $20,000 days, $10,000 days. That's what's possible. And so, I urge you to become an expert in this space, and I can help you accelerate, and I can help you go through the right steps. But heck, if you can't do this right now, learn this space. So we're also going to be going into finding your target market. There's an entire module just around that. Then we're gonna go into all things website. So I'm gonna teach you all the things that you need to know in terms of how to structure your website, like what websites, where to host it, like all the things. I'm gonna walk you, I'm gonna hold your hand and walk you through, not only walk you through, you will have a website, an awesome, Luz approved website by the end of this program. I will personally approve and opine on every single one of your websites. So whether you already have one, I will go in there and I'll be like, this is what I see, this is how we need to make it better. If you don't have one, I will help you structure a website that is a badass 21st century website with little to no money. Uniform branded media platform presence. I'm gonna teach you, all right, you guys, sure, you're on Instagram, sure, you're on Facebook, we already talked about this, but your business isn't. So I'm gonna teach you how to have a branded business presence on all of the necessary social media platforms for you. So some are not gonna be relevant for you, and for some of you, actually starting on social media is gonna be the wrong place. But for the majority of you, we're gonna completely rebrand your online social media presence. Then we're gonna go into content marketing strategy 101. We're gonna talk about content marketing, baby, because you need to, as an information business, you need to have a strategy around how to do content marketing. And I'm gonna teach you how to do this in a way that's sustainable for you. When we get to the point when you're making good money consistently, then I will guide you in the next step on how to build your team, how to find your team, how to do all the things, how to make sure that you're delegating. That's not in this course, that's in the next course that you don't even know what its name is. But that's gonna be coming ahead. So here I'm prepping you in small steps, right? First, I need you to start making money. Once you're making, then I'm gonna make you an expert in this space, and you're gonna just like, you're gonna like, just like, oh my God, so amazing. I can't imagine that I didn't know about this space before. Email marketing. You will have an email marketing strategy that you are implementing on by the end of us working together. Your email marketing, all of it, all the things, like the back end, like everything will be working. You will now be in email marketing, and I will teach you exactly how to do things and how to do step by step. All things video. We have an entire module on all things video. I will tell you, what cameras, what equipment, pricing, the best pricing. I will teach you how to do videos. I'm going to teach you structure. I'm going to teach you how to do sales videos, the structure for sales videos. Do you guys know how many hours I've spent on YouTube researching all these things? Like hundreds of hours, and I am condensing all of the best stuff that I had to, painstakingly put together. I'm going to be sharing that with you. Like, you're like, yes, I am in, Luz. I am in. You're still going. I can't believe that you're still going. I'm still going, guys. This is crazy insanity. I get so excited. Then we get into creating your first information offer, and we're gonna package it, we're gonna brand it, we're gonna name it. I'm gonna teach you what to name it, what to own, how to own domains, all that thing, all of it. So then we have your offer, or your offers, depending on where you're at. And then we start selling, guys. Then we start selling, and I teach you how to do sales, and we go into all the things that you need to know about mastering online products and services sales. And then I'm going to talk to you about how to structure the actual thing that you've created. Depending on where you are, what you've created, I'm going to teach you the structure behind how to do, it with the sales. I'm going to teach you like the copy, what to say, like all those things. And then I'm going to tell you how to structure, how to put together your first offering, not just putting it together so you can offer it, the delivery. I'm going to teach you in terms of the delivery, the best practices, in terms of how do you actually do the thing that you're supposed to do. And I'm going to be there with you for 3 months. Insanity. And you are going to be part of a special Facebook group that no one ever again will be part of. And any question that is asked in that group, again, along with all of the expert interviews that we do in that special group that, again, no one has access to. Any question you ask in that specific Facebook group, I will answer. You will have all of your questions answered. This is crazy. It's crazy. So your bonus number 1 is going to be an entire course on the tech tools that you need to know about to succeed again in the 21st century. So design, photography, like branding, accounting, expenses, all of it. I will teach you what are the best tools for you to be utilizing. Again, most of them at 0 to the lowest cost. Like this, just that alone could save you. There's so many modules here that could save you thousands of dollars. This course, if this is something you want to do, this is a no-brainer. Like if I were you, I'd be like, yes. How do I tell all my friends about this? So again, exclusive interviews with experts in the online information space. So I'm going to be bringing in lawyers, SEO experts, social media experts of everything that has to do with our specific space, which no one knows about. It's the best kept secret. So this is the time to get in, because when I talk about it, people don't even know what this is, guys. So this is your time to do it and have me help you. So then we have a bonus, another bonus, and this is how to take care of yourself. So yes, we're gonna be doing all the things, but I need you to have that oxygen mask on strong, and that self-love, and just like the mental health care, like all those things. I need you to be taken care of, boo. So we're gonna talk about that. We have an entire little course on that. I will also be creating a mini course on how to create a YouTube channel and a podcast for free or close to free and super fast. So I will teach you how to do that. And it will also include, from my latest show, the Zero to Million show, interviews with millionaires in this space that got there at an accelerated rate. They got to their first $1 million in 1 to 3 years. So all of that will be included in this insane course. So all of this is it's priceless. That's what it is. Like, you should just be like, I am buying this for my mom and my sister and the whole town I'm in. Like, heck, the whole city needs to listen to this. But let's walk through step by step. So the course itself, which, I mean, really, it's way more than this, but valued at $12,997. Honestly, just the course itself should be valued at $20,000, just the course. Access to 3 months of weekly 1-hour coaching live with me, that is valued at $10,000. You also get 2 45-minute strategy sessions on your business with me. 2 of them valued at $1,500. You also get the special secret mastermind group that you're going to be part of and access to that Facebook group. That's valued at $1,250, so $1,250. You also get the Sales and Influence Masterclass. That module on its own is valued at $2,500. You also get the Social Media Sales and Marketing course valued at $1,500. You also get the Tech Tools and Supplies course valued at $1,500. And crazy, guys, we're still piling things on. And you also get access to 6 months of monthly life coaching, my master class on like how to thrive in your life, and also business mastery coaching for 6 months, valued at $864. You also get access to me and my team. You get access to my personal Rolodex of lawyers, designers, marketing experts, developers, project managers, copywriters, social media pros, and all those things. Oh, that's crazy. You also get the opportunity to be featured by me as one of the success stories of the course. And you also get the opportunity to go into business with me, for the right people, maybe doing a joint partnership where I give you access to my list, to my networks, to my profit, to my investment dollars, all of that. So this is invaluable. So again, you get the Zero to Profit, just the course itself, the Zero to Profit Blueprint course, valued at $12,997. 3 months of weekly coaching with me, valued at $10,000. 2 45-minute profit strategy sessions with me, valued at $1,500. You get access to our mastermind group, valued at $1,250. You get access to the Sales and Influence Masterclass, valued at $2,500. You get access to the Social Media Sales and Marketing Master Course, valued at $1,500. You get access to the Tech and Tools Supplies course, valued at $1,500 alone. You get access to 6 months of monthly life coaching and business fundamentals monthly, valued at $864. You get access to me and my team. You get access to never before seen content. You get access to my personal Rolodex. You get access to potentially being an opportunity to be featured as a student. You get access to potentially being on a joint venture with me. Total value of probably more than this, $29,111. And do you guys want to know how much you get it for? You guys ready? Like, if you're standing, I need you to sit. I can't even believe I'm saying this. If you're standing, I need you to sit down. I'm like, words. You get this for $997 now. But you have to move fast, because after the first 20 seats for this pilot is special. It would never, ever, ever be available again. So after this, you get all of that for $900.97. Like, that's $900.97. Crazy. And if you're like, oh my God, Luz, this is crazy. Yes, there's also payment plans. So I will include the information for you to check this out and for you to be like, yes, I'm in, for you to pay. And again, we're going to be doing a 30-minute conversation where I'm going to start asking you questions about your business. This doesn't even count in your 2 sessions. This is crazy, guys. So I'm going to be checking in with you to make sure that you're the right fit. Again, but if you've watched this far and you're committed, you're like, yes, I'm in, you're probably going to be good. But I do want to have a chat with every single one of you because it's going to be a super tight-knit and close community. This is crazy. It will be capped at 20 people. Never again will you ever see this kind of value from a program. You can't find a program like this that has as much support for as long as you do. I am here for you to succeed. This is the time. You have 2 opportunities to continue. So the definition of madness is to continue to do the same thing and expect different results, right? I have showed to you that if you are a hard worker, that if you have, years or an expertise in an area, you can totally change your life and the profit margins, right? And you have my support and my coaching and the entire structure. Like, you have two choices. Do you keep walking down the same road, or do you say, my time is now? I am in charge of my life. I will make a call. This is my time, and I am taking responsibility for my life, and I'm gonna change things around. And I decide now that I will live a life of mastery, and that's a masterpiece. And for those of you that are like, but like, I don't know how to put together that kind of money. There are banks. I know that when I first signed up for my first coaching, product, guys, for me, it was like $15,000. I had never spent that much money, and not even on a car. I had never, ever paid for anything that was that much money. But I knew that I needed this in my life. I needed to master this area. I knew how important it was to me. And so I called my bank and I was like, can I get a loan for $15,000? And I got a yes. So, there is PayPal credit. With PayPal credit for the next 6 months, 0 interest and 0 payments. So there are ways. This is we talked about. If you are going to be in this course, 100% responsibility. If you're like, yes, this is for me. I need people who take resourcefulness seriously and who take action and who go do it. So if you're like, I will figure this out. This is the program for me. I need to be part of this. I need to be part of this pilot. I need to have that support. I know you'll figure it out. I know that you're gonna, be resourceful, and there's plenty of opportunities out there. You can call someone, you can do whatever it takes, but so if this is for you, I expect you to make it happen. So it would be my privilege to welcome you to be part of. Tell me what your ideas are for our special group. It's this, it's gonna be like a family. So if you're still here, make sure that you let me know what you think we should call our group. Sign up. Can't wait to do my 30-minute interview with you and welcome you and be just like, I'm so excited that you're here. And guys, this is gonna be incredible. If you show up, your life will never be the same. Your life outcomes, like my life, that I'm just like, this is crazy, right? I'm quite literally getting on the road tomorrow. I'm going to be living in Bali and India and China and Africa, and then at some point I will totally retire my parents. None of that would have been possible as quickly as it is, given using my expertise and bringing my light and bringing my gifts to the world, if it wasn't for this space. And I'm teaching you how to succeed in this space and how to make profit from the beginning. So if you like me as your coach, if you're like, I freaking love Luz, I love your energy, I'm an expert, I want to monetize my expertise, this is your time. Time is now. I can't wait to see you on the other side. This is gonna be freaking amazing. Let's go.